Alright, what's up YouTube? This is going to be my first ever voice video tutorial, so if it's a little shitty then just bear with it, cause it's pretty sick bass, and you probably want to use it in one of your songs, whatever, just for fun, just for a little learning experience. But yeah, let's get started. This is the patch right here. I called it Crumble because it sounds like it's crumbling up, I guess. Consists of 3 Thors. The first Thor is the main sound. It's got a EQ, some distortion, some compression, some reverb to make it sound big, and some stereo imaging. The second one, it's just a little layer to make it sound more warm. And the third is the sub bass to give it that harsh power, that low power. But yeah, here's how it sounds. So you can decide if you want to stick around, and here we go. Whoops, wrong note. Alright, let's try that one more time. That's pretty sick. So there you go. This is how it sounds without any modulation, so you should know how to modulate. I mean, unless you like that sound, but I don't like that sound. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so create a combinator. Sorry about that. Create a Thor. Now first actually create a line mixer. Where are you? Line mixer, there we go. Then you're gonna create the Thor, initialize it, or reset. If you're on Reason 6, I don't know why they changed it to reset, because initialize was cooler, but whatever. So switch it to mono retrig, because we're only gonna use one note at a time. Unless you want to use 2, but it doesn't sound good at all if you want to use 2. It's up to you. Set the oscillator 1 to wavetable. Change it to octave 2. Change the position to 21. And then change the wave to mixed waves 2. That's it for that. All it takes is one oscillator sometimes to make the sickest sounds, I swear. Anyways, change the filter 1 to stay variable. Change the frequency to 702. Change the resonance to 56. Change it to a bandpass. And that's that. We're going to set oscillator 1 to filter 2 by hitting this button right here. Change it to a stay variable. Change the frequency to 815. The resonance to 47. Then we're going to switch it to bandpass. Hit this button so filter 2 is set on. Because if you don't set that on, it's not going to work at all. No, I hate when you say this shit. Alright, so set that on. Give it a little chorus, just to make it a little wider. I usually set it to 12. That's your choice though. Any more than 12 it starts getting too wide because it's a bass and you want a bass to stay pretty mono. Alright, so that's that. Wait, actually, turn off filter envelope. Set your sustain high, all the way high, so the note never dies out. And let's have a little test. Yep, does not sound good yet. So let's keep going. Yeah, let's keep going. So for the modulation part, first off we're gonna set source 1 to oscillator 1. Destination oscillator 1 frequency modulation. What this does, it makes it sound harsher, hence frequency modulation, which a lot of producers that I'm sure you're into use to make their sounds hit harder, more distorted, basically sound dirty, if you must, filthy, whatever. Change it to 16. Any more than 16, it starts to sound very, very nasty. And nasty not in a good way. Nasty like if you were with like a fat black prostitute or something. But yeah. Change source 2 to LFO 1. Change the destination to filter 1 frequency. Set it to 94. Source 3, LFO 1. Filter 1 frequency. Set it to 97. Source 4. Set it to oscillator 1 position so you can give it a little more modulation so it doesn't sound as stale. Because stale sounds just sound stale. Sound like just boring. You need a little movement in your music, you know? Alright, so the LFO part, we're going to set key sync on. So you want your LFO to start over every time you hit a note. Tempo sync, that's your choice. Then we're going to change the wave to a triangle, because I like how it sounds better on triangle, but you could try sine if you want, or a square, or a ramp, whatever you want. I like triangle. So yeah, let's hear how that sounds now. Still doesn't sound too good. I mean, you got the basic sound. I mean, if I left you off here, it's still pretty good, right? But don't worry, I'm not going to do that. Alright, so let's put an equalizer on there. So to make stand out some frequencies, put some frequencies out there, the good frequencies. Take out some bass so it doesn't clash with your sub, because nobody wants that. Set the frequency all the way low. The gain, negative 3.4 decibels, so it doesn't clash with other basses as well, other low end stuff like a kick. Set parameter 1's frequency to 10.13 kilohertz. And also, if you want to fine tune, hold shift, because sometimes you can't get some parameters without holding shift, in case you didn't know that. Put the gain to 5.7 decibels. Leave the bandwidth as it is. Parameter 2, we're going to set to 2.143 kilohertz. Set the gain to 6.6. Put the bandwidth 2.5. And we're not going to mess with the high shelf. So that's good for the EQ. And for Creative X, we're going to use the Scream 4 distortion. Go ahead and initialize the Scream 4 distortion, or reset, whatever. Set the damage control to 74. Put it on tape so it sounds more warm, a little heavier. Turn parameter 1 and 2 all the way up. Turn your cut on. Set low to -2. Set your mid to 9. Set your highs to 17. And we're not going to use any body, because I didn't really find anything that sounded great, as you can tell, because the parameters are not set to default. But yeah, after that, you could set some compression if you want, some reverb. I'm just going to leave it right there so I can get onto the bass. to the sub bass. I'll set some stereo imaging for you. Turn it up a little bit, turn it up a little bit. Just so the higher frequencies are a little wider. And let's go ahead and go with the second part, which is the sub bass. I'm not going to do the middle part because it's not that important for the sound. I just did that so it could fit with the rest of my mix, and you can adjust this to fit your mix. So I'm just going to leave that up to you. Let's get that Thor. Go ahead and initialize it. Set it to a sine wave, two octaves down. Sorry if I'm moving a little too quick. Take off your filter. Whoops, sorry about that. I need to turn my sub off for this. Just give me 1 sec, or else it's gonna rattle the whole microphone. It'll sound like shit. Alright, so set it to a sine wave, two octaves down. It's on. You could add a stereo imager to make everything mono. Go ahead and set it to all the way to the bottom to 100 Hertz. Solo low band because you don't need any higher frequencies than 100 Hertz for a sub bass anyway. Set it to mono, all the way to the left. That's it. Oh yeah, turn off the filter envelope and put your sustain to high. You want to raise the attack a little bit because sub basses, you don't want them you want them to roll in, you don't want them to punch in. At least that's my opinion. Alright, now let's see what we have. And there you go. Sounds pretty good to me. Go ahead and experiment for yourself. I suggest not just copying this straight up because you definitely want to be original, especially with so many producers out there doing stuff like this. You want to go ahead and try to create the sickest bass you could, you know what I mean? But just go ahead and like just go random with stuff, you know? Like, that sounds pretty good right there. Just experiment. Something like that, you know? But yeah, thanks for watching, and definitely subscribe if you like this video because I'm going to be posting up way more videos, more tutorials on Reason. Tutorials for other things as well, not just basses, stuff that people want to see. Just go ahead and suggest something and I'll definitely think about it.